Welcome to the Let's Stay Healthy radio show, sponsored and brought to you by Montana Harvest Natural Food Store in Billings, Montana. If you don't spend time on your wellness, you're going to be forced to spend time on your illness. Your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it by tuning in now.
Welcome everybody to Let's Stay Healthy. Michael Ray here with you from Montana Harvest. I'm here with Kimmy Oliver from Montana Harvest, and we have a special guest on with us today. We have Karen Myers from Wedderspoon, and she's going to open up our world for the world of honey and Wedderspoon and everything. And so welcome aboard. Good to have you on with us.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so passionate about Manuka honey, so I'm excited to be here and be able to talk about our brand and Manuka honey in general. If you guys don't know, and a lot of people don't know what Manuka honey is, it comes from the actual Manuka bush that grows adherently in the South Island of New Zealand. So the best and purest Manuka honey you're going to get, it comes from the South Island. It needs that climate, that soil to grow properly so that it has all the nutrition that comes with Manuka honey. So the bees obviously harvest that Manuka bush and they take it back to their hive and they make this really outstanding medicinal honey. It's great for your immune system, your digestive tract, your upper respiratory. The New Zealand people or the Moylan people have been using it for centuries on everything. I call it their head to toe wellness. Because it's used topically for cuts, burns, abrasions, but then internally as well, because it takes down inflammation. And we all know if you have something going crazy in your body, it's usually due to inflammation in the body. So Manuka honey is great to use on a teaspoon a day, keeps the doctor away, right? So some of the things that it has, methylglyoxal is one of the first and foremost that U.S. citizens look for in Manuka honey. Ours comes adherently from the hive with 150 to 50, depending on where the bees are at. We have one of the only organic Manuka honeys on the market and in the world today. And what happens with the organic is you have to have 10 miles of nothing but Manuka bushes because the bees have a 10-mile radius that they fly in. And they have to be organic Manuka bushes for us to get that certification as real organic Manuka honey. One of the biggest things about Manuka honey that you want to look for is the fern marking. On every pure jar of Manuka honey, there will be a fern marking. This comes from the government of New Zealand. In Christchurch, they stamp our product that this is real, pure Manuka honey that came from the hive. We sealed it there in New Zealand, and it gets shipped to the U.S. Now, some other Manukas, and I'm not naming any names, they'll come over in big vats. And when you do that, you risk first of all, you don't get the fern marking. And you risk contamination of the honey, and you risk it being cut with other honeys once it gets to the U.S. Ours is pure, sealed in New Zealand, and comes just like that. Another thing about our honey is it comes with a batch number on it. You want to have a batch number because this will trace this jar right back to the batch that it came from. Now, let's talk about some of the ingredients, like the methylglyoxal that I mentioned. Methylglyoxal has the closest chemical makeup to hydrogen peroxide. So this, to me, is where you would use it more topically. So burn centers across the nation, the first thing they'll put on you when you come in is a very high methylglyoxal Manuka honey because it heals up wounds. It draws oxygen to the skin and closes up burns, cuts, abrasions, that kind of thing. So they'll paste you in Manuka honey, and then they'll wrap you in swabs. And within a few days, you start to heal up because that oxygen draws to the skin. And trust me, I've used it myself on cuts, burns, abrasions, and it'll heal you up so quickly. It's amazing. There's also 28 other nutrients in Manuka honey. So you got all your bees, and it's so funny to me that the bees make the honey and it has all the vitamin Bs, 1, 12, 6, all of them, right? It's anti-inflammatory, it's antimicrobial, it's antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory. It is just such an amazing product that the earth gives us. Our new slogan is powered by sunshine because, of course, you need the bees, the sunshine, and the soil all to make this wonderful product. So then there's also minerals, and yeah, minerals, the vitamins, and the methylglyoxal that are in Manuka honey. We make it in jars, drops, sprays. We have a propolis spray that we just came out with. This is our new cherry berry, and this one has 400 MGOs. So let's talk about how you get those higher MGOs. This one's naturally derived from the hive, which to me is the best. And this is what New Zealanders use the most because that's your pure right from the hive with all those other nutrients included. Now, when you get higher MGOs, there's two ways to do it. You can either heat your honey up, which what you do is you run the risk of deteriorating all those other great nutrients, right? Or you can age it like a fine wine. And that's what we do with our Manuka honey is we get our fern marking that says it was sealed there. And then we put it in a temperature controlled warehouse and let it sit and let it age like a fine wine. That's how you get your higher MGOs the proper way. If you heat it, you lose some of the integrity. So then we put this into one of our sprays, the higher 400 MGO with propolis. Now, propolis is what the bees use to protect their honey from outside invasion. It's that white film, like the honeycomb that you see, that protects their honey from anything, critters, invasion, bacterias getting into their honey. And it does the same thing for the human body. So when you take propolis, you're protecting yourself against any foreign matters coming into the body. So this I put it right by my toothbrush and spray it 3 times in the back of my throat every day. It builds your immunity. It protects you against viruses. It also is a flaxseed base. So a lot of throat sprays out there, you think chloroseptic, you think red dye number 40, you think of all this stuff that we don't want to ingest. Well, we made a 100% natural throat spray. So it has the propolis, the Manuka honey 400 MGO, and then your Manuka honey in there. Wait, Manuka honey, propolis, and your flaxseed base oil. Then we have drops. This is actually one of the #1 selling drops in the nation, natural drops. We beat out Ricola in some places, which is amazing for a natural product. And this one has the organic Manuka honey in it. And we handcraft each one of these into a drop. We individually wrap them. We have lemon and new to the game, cherry, which I think is going to be a really great seller, and our #2 seller, honey. And these are great for sore throats, congestion, coughs. When you, if you're a singer, one thing I can tell you about our company is Ariana Grande loves our pops. We send her our pops. And before she goes on stage, it opens up her vocal cords. So Manuka honey will also do that for you. If you're a singer, Manuka honey is crucial to your regiment. Do you guys have questions for me? Anything that I missed? Anything that you'd like to know about Manuka honey?
I have one question. Sorry. Do you want to go, Kimmy?
Why? I want her to go over the K factor when it comes to Manuka honey, because you guys don't go off of the K factor.
Well, we did. The
Yeah.
K factor was to us. Okay, that was unique to Wedderspoon. And what the K factor was is all the things that I mentioned about the fern marking, the batch number. It said that we are 100% pure Manuka honey from New Zealand. That's what the K factor stood for. We have since gone to an MGO just because the outcry of US citizens wanting that methylglyoxal level called out. But our K factor really didn't have anything to do with methylglyoxal. Well, it did and it didn't, because all Manuka honey has methylglyoxal in it. It's just a matter of the elevation of it, as far as how much is within that honey. And how they test that is it goes out to 3 different testing facilities, and they actually take it to a lab and check it for what level of methylglyoxal is in it. This is, like I say, naturally occurring. The 150, 250 is all naturally occurring MGOs. That's nothing manipulating this honey, heating it, storing it, anything like that. To get the higher numbers, you have to heat or store. So yeah, that's the K factor for you in a nutshell. It was just a showing everybody, and we actually kept it on the lid of our jar, and it showed it's from New Zealand. It's pure. It's got the fern marking. It's got a batch number, so we could trace everything back to the batch. But like I say, we've since gone to the MGOs.
Okay.
So you're
A little bit. So what would a 12 factor mean versus like a 15?
Okay, so the 12 was a multifloral. Okay, so 12 means that the bees were in the Manuka. This is how I like to explain it. The bees were working in the Manuka all day, and on the way home, they might have stopped off at the clover or the daisies for 1 or 2 before they went back to the hive. So you got a multifloral honey. Doesn't mean that it's any less Manuka, it just doesn't have that elevated MGO in there. When you have just pure Manuka that the bees are harvesting, you'll end up with a higher MGO, like the 50 to the 150 is what you'll normally end up with the higher MGOs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so are you saying if it was a 15 K factor, it would be a higher MGO?
15 actually related to the 150 MGO. The 12, we had a K factor 12 and we had a K factor 16.
Okay.
16 actually related to this 150. And then the 12 was our multifloral, meaning that the bees were in other florals, but it was a majority of Manuka honey, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this, but what about the sugar content in the honey itself? I mean, is there a lot of it? I mean, how does the body
Yeah,
absorb that?
that's always a great question that comes up. It's naturally occurring sugars. It's not anything that's added, of course. There's never any sugar added to the honey. It's just naturally occurring from the hive. So you can't take it out. I mean, I mean, to create a diet Manuka, I don't see that in our future, because it would be impossible to just extract that naturally occurring sugars from the honey. It's just something that happens when the bees create the honey from the sap. From the sap of the flower, but yeah, it's, if you're asking as far as for people that have issues with sugar, yeah, you want to be cautious with using it if you have sugar problems or issues with sugar. Yeah.
Doesn't Manuka honey have a lower glycemic index than other honeys, though?
Absolutely. And it also is physulfate free, and oh gosh, I can't, why is the word escaping me? We put there's no chemical sprays on it either. And the word will come to me in a minute, but we also pride ourselves in that there's nothing at all that we do to manipulate the flowers or put any type of fertilizers or chemicals on them. It's just pure natural Manuka honey.
And
Yep.
so maybe you can go over why Manuka honey doesn't seem to solidify like other raw honeys.
Yeah, well, it's honey itself is, there really shouldn't be any expiration date on it, because the only thing that's going to happen with this Manuka honey is it may turn a little bit darker. It may get a little bit bitter in flavor, but that's because it drives up the methyl glyoxal when you let it sit and age. Like I say, it's like a fine wine. And when I say the higher MGOs, I prefer to use the higher MGOs for topical use. It'll close up a wound immediately if you put something with a high MGO on it. That's why, like I say, the burn centers and medical centers across the nation will put Manuka honey on fourth degree and higher burns, because it heals up and draws that oxygen to the skin.
Let me ask you a question. What do you use it the most for?
I put it on my favorite avocado toast, and I use our squeeze one and put it over the top. It just gives it this, it's so good. I can't explain it. You just got to try it. And then I put it in smoothies. Every day I put it in a healthy smoothie. So yeah, and it gives you energy. I mean, extra energy that you get from it is amazing. The protection on your body. I rarely get sick, and I mean, I'm a healthy person to begin with, and I do a lot of vitamins and other things, but Manuka honey has always been a part of my regimen. Since I came with the company 10 years ago, I've been using it regularly. I came on and didn't even know what Manuka honey was. And wow, what a great experience it's been being with this company and learning and hearing the stories. Oh my gosh, you guys, people will come up to me at trade shows and just tell these amazing stories of how this honey has, helped them get through this or that or the other thing. And I don't want to say it on the air because I don't want anyone to think I'm making false claims, but it's amazing the stories that I've heard that Manuka honey is part of their diet to help them get through this or that or the other thing.
Well, and it's amazing for what it does for the skin. Do you guys have
Mhm.
a skin line as well?
We used to.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, and we did away with our skin line because we weren't happy with it. It wasn't of the quality that we like to, we do nothing but Manuka honey. We don't try to dabble in snacks or any other category like a lot of other companies do. We stick strictly to, 21 years of doing nothing but Manuka honey. We were one of the first in the US too. We started out of Pennsylvania in 2005 out of a garage out of Fiona Nelson. She was the founder of Wedderspoon, and her and her kids started in the garage shipping it in from New Zealand, and the jars would come already sealed because of course we had to have our fern marking, but they wouldn't have the labels on them, so they'd have to sit in the garage and put labels on all of the jars when they came in from New Zealand. And she cold called all over the East Coast, and now we are the number one brand in the nation. We outsell our next closest competitor by 3 times. We are the trusted brand of the US. So yeah, that's our story in a nutshell.
That's awesome. A
Yeah.
lot of really good companies seem to start that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, because you're an expert as far as I'm concerned, what do you think the greatest benefit is in taking the honey?
The anti-inflammatory. Like
So
I mentioned,
it's
yeah, like I mentioned before, even if you have a sore throat, it's inflammation in your throat, right? And digestive. Oh my gosh, this balances your stomach bile. It helps with digestion. We have a lozenge too, you guys, that I wasn't going to get into, but I'm going to tell you about it because it's super special. It has Epicor in it with our 400 MGO, zinc, and vitamin C. It's not quite to the market yet, but it's coming September of this year. And what it does is Epicor is a postbiotic. So you have your pre and your pro that work together in your stomach. And then this postbiotic Epicor, what it does when you take it, the Epicor, it triggers your red blood cells to go off, your killer blood cells to go off to anything in your body that's causing problems. And it also goes to all your open mucous membranes to protect you against things coming in. So we paired that with our 400 MGO organic Manuka honey and vitamin C and zinc. These are little powerhouses. I'm telling you what, you take it when you're sick. And I've had people just brave because we've got to test it and we've gotten to give it out to friends and whatnot. And it comes in elderberry, lemon, ginger, and they are just, it's a phenomenal product. I can't wait till it gets back on the market. So
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
yeah.
I'm excited
I'll
to,
send you
I'm
guys
gonna
some.
try it maybe when it comes out.
I didn't even think about it. I should have sent you guys some before we even had this talk. I'll send you some drops and some sprays and some lozenges. I have some, but they're in different packaging. So just ignore the packaging and try it. You'll love it. Like I say, they'll be out and about back in the market in September of this year.
Well, you may not believe this, but Kimmy probably won't believe it either, but I've never tried Manuka honey. And
What?
we sell it in the store. I don't know. I just never have. I've been working at the store for 20 years and I've never tried it. And
Yeah.
I put it out on the shelf and I've talked to
Mhm.
customers and they swear by it. But
Yes.
I've never tried it. But after
I've tried it.
meeting you, I'm going
Yeah.
like, well, maybe I should try it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's crazy because Manuka honey doesn't taste like, you know how normal honey has like that gritty, sugary taste to it?
Mhm.
Manuka honey to me, it tastes like caramel. And when I came to work for this company, I was really nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, I hate honey. Because I hate honey. When I tried this, it has the texture of caramel and it tastes more like caramel. It doesn't taste as sugary and gritty as your local honeys do. Another thing is allergies. I mean, local honeys are great for local allergies, but Manuka honey is like, I call it the Superman of allergies because it'll cover all areas. It doesn't just do local to New Zealand allergies. This has so many nutrients in it that it'll cover you for whatever allergies are ailing you. We don't suggest it for super severe allergies, obviously, but yeah, for your everyday cough and cold and sniffles and that, yeah.
Can you put it in your coffee?
I don't suggest heating it because just like I said, the wrong way to get the high MGOs,
Gotcha. Okay.
you'll drive the high MGO up in your Manuka if you put it in your hot tea or hot coffee. And that's great. I mean, it's gonna heal any, if you got a sore throat or something, then yeah, go ahead, heat it up. But if you want it for everyday immunity, I would let your tea cool and then stir it into it.
Oh,
Get
interesting.
most benefits from it.
Why
Get those
why doesn't the Manuka honey it's more of like like a liquid caramel consistency rather than a lot of raw honeys that solidify. Why doesn't Manuka honey solidify like that? Do you
That's a
know?
great question. I'll have to ask about that.
Okay.
I'm not positive and I don't want to give you a fake answer, but yeah, you're right. It just has a different consistency.
Mm-hmm.
We come in the glass too, but um in our name too. Do you guys know what Wedderspoon is?
No.
Wedderspoon, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but those wooden spoons that have the spiral on
Oh,
the
yeah.
for honey, that's a Wedderspoon. I didn't know
Oh,
Oh,
her name was for years until after, but as you can see, the consistency, it's more
yeah,
like
it's
a
like caramel almost.
consistency. Yeah, yep.
wow.
Uh, and it's amazing taste. And this is what I do every day, at least this. If I put it in my smoothie, more, but that's all you need right there to keep your immune system up and keep you in check. It's what we used to say as kids is an apple a day keeps the doctor away. I think it's the Manuka honey. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
so that's our product line. That's who we are. 21 years is the trusted brand of Manuka honey in the US. And I will send you guys oodles of it so you can try it and share it with your families and you'll love it.
Yeah, it
Uh,
does have more of a unique flavor compared to regular honey. Because regular honey can be really sweet and light tasting, where Manuka honey, it does have a medicinal flavor to it.
Yeah, yeah. And some more than others. I think that's why our brand outstands from the rest is some have a darker consistency that I was telling you, and the more bitter consistency. Ours is just a smooth, caramely taste to it. And when you say you taste the medicinal, I don't taste it as much in ours as some. And of course, I've tried all our competitors. I don't taste the medicinal part as much in ours as I do some of the competitors, but I think that's just the quality of how we package it too. Our SQF certified level 4 factory in New Zealand. And when you have that, that's the highest level you can get is a level 4 or level 3. I'm sorry, level 3. And what that means is our factory, you basically can eat off the floor. We bring these hives in and we just basically drain it, stir it, put it in this jar and seal it. That's all we do to our honey. That's it. That's it.
It's
So
raw, unfiltered.
unfiltered, untouched, on everything. We stir it and put it in the jar and it comes, this is what it comes from the hive looking like, just like this when it comes out of that hive. So yeah, and we have some really cool videos on YouTube. You guys should check them out when you get a chance. That show you actually our beekeepers. We've been with the same beekeepers for 21 years, third generation we're on. And our first jar to this jar, they've sent us every hive for every single jar that we have. And we have a couple of YouTube videos out there that will actually introduce you to our hives and our beekeepers, and it shows you where we keep the bees and those huge fields of nothing but Manuka bushes in the South Island of New Zealand. That's another key thing, you guys, is always South Island. When you're looking at Manuka honey, you want to make sure that's where it comes from because that's where Manuka is adherent to. It needs that particular soil and that particular sunlight to get all the nutrients that we have in our Manuka honey.
it's amazing that you could get a product like that from bees.
I know,
It's all
isn't it?
natural. It's all natural. I mean, in a way, it's very, very unique and amazing that I hear so many testimonies from people about the immunity of it.
Yeah, a fun fact too is New Zealand just sent, I think it was, and don't quote me on this, but I think it was 70,000 bees up to Canada. They shipped them up to Canada because Canada was having an issue with their bee population declining. Well, New Zealand has this ample amount of honeybees. And so they shipped a whole bunch of them. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was around 70,000 bees that they sent up to Canada so that they
Wow.
could repopulate their bees up in Canada. And I just thought that was such a fun story of the world working in harmony together. Because boy, we need our bees. We got to take care of those bees. That's what harvest are, pollinates all of our food and our flowers and keeps us healthy. And I just love the bees. Look out for those bees. Don't let anyone swat the bees.
What what are some of the most researched health benefits for using Manuka honey? Obviously, you said cuts and bruises and
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not
yeah.
bruises, but
Burns,
burns.
burns
Yeah.
#1, and then ulcers. Ulcer is the one of the #1 things that Manuka honey is used for. That's why I was saying upper respiratory, anything upper respiratory, not just cough and cold, but if you're a person that suffers from ulcers, it's one of the #1 things used for that because it balances your gut biome and it works on your digestive tract too. It helps, with any issues you might have down there as well. So, yeah, it's
Is is there
really
any
neat.
evidence helping repair leaky gut?
No, none that I know of. I don't want to speak to that because I'm not sure if there is, but yeah, I'm gonna check into that now. That's a good one.
And
But
and is it best taken with food or can people just take the spoonful like what you take in the morning, or is there any?
Either or, just don't heat it. That's my only suggestion. I mean, if you want the higher MGOs, then yes, of course, I would heat it. Excuse me. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm wondering if the MGO equates to the higher nutrient density, is that right, or am I misunderstanding that? The higher the MGO?
Oh my God. Oh, bite. Oh, sorry about
That's
that.
okay.
I'm uh, uh, like I was saying, the MGO is the closest chemical makeup to
Hydrogen peroxide.
peroxide. Yeah, so what it's going to do, like hydrogen peroxide, is it's going to disinfect and clean out wounds, and with that anti-inflammatory together. So if you have strep throat, you're going to want a higher MGO, like I feel like I have right now. You're going to want that higher MGO because it's going to go in, take down the inflammation. And we all know strep throat is like a abrasion in your throat. So it's going to heal up that abrasion. It's going to take down the inflammation, all of that to try and resolve your sore throat. So that's what the MGOs, the higher levels, are best for. I mean, your immunity too. I mean, you're going to be building your immunity with just everything in that combined B's, minerals, methylglyoxal all together. That's what builds your immunity.
Is there a way for listeners to tell if the Manuka honey that they're looking at to purchase is real or fake? Like, what are some things that people should pay attention to?
The biggest thing is the fern marking. That says that this is certified in Christchurch, New Zealand, by the government that this is real Manuka honey. You always want to first and foremost look for that fern marking. Secondly, make sure it has a batch number, because that's what I mean about the cutting of the honey. This tells you that this came from one hive, this jar from one hive. There's no other mixing and matching and putting your manukas together. And because of course you got all different strength and different values of minerals in there. And if you mix and match them, it's just not going to be the same. This is the pure from the hive. And that's what you want to look for. I tell everybody that first and foremost, look for that fern marking. Secondly, make sure it's all from the same batch.
And is it a myth? Because I've seen where beekeepers, they use stainless steel pots for holding tanks for their honey. But then there's this saying that you're not supposed to use a spoon, a metal spoon, to eat your honey, and you always use a Wedderspoon or a wooden spoon. Why is that?
Just like, okay, plastic has the leaching and whatnot, your metal is gonna taint the quality of the Manuka honey. Whereas the wood, it doesn't it doesn't give off anything. It's the most natural way to ingest the honey itself. I don't know if I'm explaining that thoroughly, because to tell you the truth, I think that's more of a myth than anything. I don't think that the metal is going to affect it. I mean, I use metal to put it in but let me look into that for you, because I'm not positive about that. I would say no, it's a myth, but I don't
Okay.
know for sure.
And do you know about any studies with using Manuka honey? Because it does help with the microbiome, but what about bloating, like for digestion?
Yeah, well, it balances the biome, but Um, Here's the other thing too, is it's on a lot of medical diets. Like if you look into certain diets like cancer diet and things like that, they'll list Manuka honey for its anti-inflammatory properties. So yeah, a lot of that I have to investigate more. I know it works on ulcers, so I have to believe, ulcer being what it is, that it will work for a lot of other things like that as well. But to give you sound proof or studies of it, I can't do that. I'm not positive about that. I can only tell you what I know that it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for the lozenges, so say somebody doesn't want to purchase the honey itself, would they still gain a lot of the same benefits with your guys' lozenges?
Absolutely, absolutely. The one thing that people dislike about our lozenges is that it has the pure cane sugar in it. But the reasoning for that is to keep it in the lozenge form instead of being like this. We have to put the sugar in there to conceal it and make it into a drop. But that's the only thing that it has is just the pure cane sugar with the Manuka honey. So you'll get all the same benefits. And a lot of people use our drops and pops. We also have a sucker type format for sore throats. It also has, we have the propolis and the echinacea in these as well. So it has your Manuka honey and then your echinacea and your vitamins, your propolis in there as well. The white film I was telling you about that the bees use to protect their hives, that's also in our drops. So we have this one's with echinacea, the cherry is with echinacea and propolis, and then the lemon is with the propolis. So we have a little bit of variety there based on what you need.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, this one's one of the top sellers in the nation though. The lemon. You gotta
Oh,
try
yeah.
it to you.
Do you know much about royal jelly?
Mm-mm. No, I
Okay,
don't.
I was just gonna ask a comparison of royal jelly to
Yeah.
Manuka honey. Yeah.
No, like I say, I didn't even know what Manuka honey was until I came to this company. So I'm excited to be knowing Manuka honey, but I'll have to look into that and see what a comparison is with the royal jelly.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm still interested in this. I don't know. I can't get this out of my head, but how much sugar is in like a spoonful?
And a spoonful of it.
Yeah,
Well, let's see. It's got a 70 calorie count and it's got 17 grams of sugar.
in one spoon.
In this jar, this jar is a 11.5 ounce jar, and it's got 17 grams of total sugar, and that's no added sugar. That's zero added sugar. It's just what
Just
comes,
the natural.
yeah, the Manuka honey
How
itself.
many servings is in that?
In this jar, there's 21, no, 15 servings, sorry, 15 servings in this jar that's 11 ounce. And then we have our big guy here that's 17.6 ounce, and he has 24 servings in there.
Hmm.
That's, your average tablespoon, teaspoon of Manuka honey.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's not really that high.
Yeah, it lasts you. And on average, we did some studies on how much people use Manuka honey over regular honey, and I think it was 20 times more a month. Yeah, 20 times more a month they use Manuka honey over your regular jar or squeezy bear or your regular honey, local honeys. Because that's strictly for your toast, where this is in your smoothie and take it at night, or if you have a sore throat, or if you have something going on digestively, you take it. So yeah, that's why it's used so much more often.
Well, and it's so healing for the skin. I've actually just used it on my face before.
You
Oh,
have?
Yeah.
Really?
I wash my face with it. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
keep one of the jars in my shower and I just put it on while I
Yeah.
got my conditioner in And it's so healing because it draws that oxygen to the skin. So not only will it get rid of acne, a lot of kids use it for acne,
Mm-hmm.
but it gets rid of fine lines too because that oxygen being drawn to the skin. So yeah, your skin looks really good.
Oh, well, thank you. I
Yeah.
haven't used it in forever, but I do have a jar of Manuka honey at home, but I have used it to, yeah, you use it like a moisturizer almost and then
Mhm.
wash it off.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm sitting watching TV, I'll just put it on as a
Hmm.
face mask too, and you can actually feel it
Yeah,
tingling, bringing the oxygen to the skin.
yeah,
Yep,
Wow, that's interesting.
yep.
yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, the Manuka honey face
Do you
mask.
ever have anybody come lick your face?
My dog does.
Keep the dogs outside when you're doing that, right?
Oh, and,
And the
and I
cat.
have to tell you guys one other story. My rescue, because I rescue dogs, and he was a fight dog. I don't know if you know what that is, but somebody had used him as a bait dog for other dogs to beat up on. And he was found in a ditch. He weighed 28 pounds. He's almost 60 pounds now. That's how big of a dog that he should have been, and he was 28 pounds wrapped in wire and had bite marks from head to toe. I
Wow.
brought him home and I just lambasted him all in Manuka honey. And uh, Gilbert, if he's here, I'm going to show you. He has not, maybe a little pock mark here and there, but he was literally just chewed from head to toe with bite marks. And I put the Manuka honey on there, and you can't even tell that he was ever, no scars, no nothing. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Wow.
I
Yep.
believe it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you
Mhm.
have some more testimonials that you can share without mentioning names? I know you don't want to, this isn't a claim. This is just what individuals have shared with you.
Okay. Well, I had one lady, she came to me at a trade show and she said that I am forever a Manuka fan because she had made a pot roast in the oven and it had one of those metal arms on it. Well, she pulled it out of the oven with a hot pad and set it up on top of the stove. Well, then she got serving it and forgot that she just pulled this scalding hot pan out of the oven and she grabbed the handle to try and serve. She let go immediately and ran under cold water. And she looked up, and there's her squeezed Manuka sitting on the counter. And she squeezed it on there because we have a squeeze version too. And she just did this for like 2 minutes, rinsed it off. And she said, you would not believe it completely took that stinging burn away. She had no blistering, no nothing.
Wow.
She
Hmm.
said, it was amazing to me. She goes, I just saw it. Well, I know it's used for burns. I'll try it. And she said, I was blown away how it just took the sting away completely. And I had no blistering. She goes, I thought my whole hand was going to be peeling skin for days and absolutely not one blister. I mean, it's amazing how it works.
Wow.
In New Zealand, they live by it. That's actually how Wedderspoon came to the US. Is Fiona had her neighbor over for a visit from New Zealand, and she said, I'm starting to get a scratchy throat. I need some Manuka honey. So they went to all these different health food stores trying to find Manuka honey, and they couldn't find Manuka honey anywhere. So that's why they decided, let's bring Manuka honey to the US. And yeah.
Oh, wow. So, the founder, is she from New Zealand?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that makes more
Yep.
sense now.
Yep. And she actually came over to Canada first and then moved to the US to before she started Wedderspoon. So yeah.
Is she still active as an owner or is she no
She's
longer?
still part of the company, but she's chilling more these days. But yeah, she's still very much part of the company and very much into Manuka honey, and she lives by it, her family lives by it, and so do I.
And if people want to look you up on YouTube or the company, is it just under Witherspoon?
Wedderspoon.com. Yep. Yep. Yep.
And are there videos of the beehives and everything?
Yes, absolutely. You could go on YouTube, and I think I have the link right here. Let me pull it up real quick and I can give you the actual link. But yeah, they're all over, and it'll show you our beekeepers and everything. Um, Let me see if I can get this link. Oh, it's stuck in my presentation. Let's see. Maybe I could share. Can I share with you?
I don't know. I, we only started using Zoom for radio here in the last few months.
Let me see if I can share, and I'll share it with you, and then that way you can see it too. I just sent a request to share. We'll see if it works.
Nope.
No, darn. Yeah, no, there's actually a few of them, and we just created a brand new one for all our new packaging because as of 2026, we went in all new packaging with the MGOs. So there's quite a few of them online. We have a very deep marketing department because we realized that, wait a minute, people aren't educated on Wedderspoon and Manuka honey. That's why I'm here with you guys today. But our marketing team is 16 people deep, and we plan to be a household name over the next year with billboards and streaming commercials and all of it, telling people how great Manuka honey is for you, and you got to get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, because unfortunately, I believe a lot of the honeys out there, the just regular honeys, they cut them with like syrup, rice syrup, who knows what else, other forms of sugar and other forms of syrup, that a lot of the honeys on the market aren't pure honey.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't ever trash any of our competitors because I'm not that kind of person. But yeah, you're gonna find a lot of them, especially Manuka honeys. I mean, it's an expensive honey, so a lot of companies out there are trying to make the most amount of money. I mean, that's what it's all about nowadays, right? To make the money. And we don't. We pride ourselves in quality. In fact, we're eating a lot of shipping cost on tariffs and things right now because we want to keep our product coming into the U.S. We want to keep it the same standard that it's always been, and that's mainly why I work for this company, because I don't work for a company that doesn't have ethics, and they really do. They pride themselves in being family forward and health forward, and keeping us all healthy and happy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't even think about the tariffs affecting Wedderspoon because it being imported from New Zealand.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen a huge increase in prices.
yeah, no, we haven't. We like I say, we've been absorbing a lot of that, and we are one of the luckier ones because we have a smaller tariffs than a lot of the countries out there. I think ours is only 10%, where a lot of them have much higher than that. So we've been able to kind of maintain, but who knows it's a commodity for New Zealand as well. Manuka honey is their number one, that and tourism are their two number one commodities. So the cost of the honey always affects us as well when there's a low season, when the blossoms aren't like they normally are, and the bees can't harvest it as well. Of course, you're going to end up with less Manuka that year than other years. So, and we just came off a really hard year. They're in winter right now. And then we harvest actually in March. And the window for harvesting Manuka honey, I don't know if you know this, it's only a 4-week window. It's only a real small window that we can harvest our honey at the beginning of the year when all the Manuka flowers are blossoming, and then they go away for summer. So yeah, you
Oh,
got the,
wow. So you only have one time a year that they harvest,
yep,
period, all year round?
yep.
Oh, wow.
The Manukas only flower in the springtime there, and right now they're in winter. So they'll come up when we're getting ready to go into our fall, they'll be coming into their spring, and then we harvest in March.
How much honey do you actually get during that 4 week period, the harvest time? Is it like
It's tons because
tons?
see on the video when we have several hives out there. So you harvest quite a bit, and in a good year you'll harvest quite a bit of it. But like I say, we just came off a really hard year because there wasn't a whole lot of window of blossoming of the Manuka bush. It was a real tough year for them. They had bad weather and other things. It wasn't a really nice spring for them. So we had a hard harvest this year.
So did a lot of them die off?
Well, no, it's just that they don't flower as much as
Oh,
we have the warmer, sunnier
I
weather. They
gotcha.
had, increment weather this year, so it caused the bushes not to flower as much. But
So how do they
yeah,
actually get the honey? What's the
the
process?
bees, it's well, they pull the pollen from. It's actually got. I'm trying to think if I have a picture of a Manuka flower here, but it's a white petals or pink petals, and then there's like almost like butterfly tentacles that come up out of the flower itself, and the bees pull their nectar from that, and then they take that back and make this amazing honey. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I just pulled up a picture of
Nice.
it,
Well,
Manuka.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
How
So
many bees do you think that your guys' farms have?
I would say hundreds of thousands. Hundreds
really?
of thousands. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. 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 It's amazing. It's amazing to see. Go check out that video. I'm telling you, it's amazing to see the beekeepers and
Well,
their.
I love watching those kind of videos. There's one gal who's her whole business is saving beehives that are hidden like in people's homes or porches, or they'll find beehives, in all kinds of random places, and she goes to try to save the bees and then they harvest the honey.
Well, I'll send you the link. When we get off, I'm gonna send you guys samples. I'm gonna send you the link to the YouTube video about our company, and it's just it's such an amazing company to work for. And now we're owned by Florence out of New Zealand. We were just bought out last July by Mark Stewart, who is a wonderful man. He wants to make sure that he brings all healthy products to the world and the U.S. And so he started Florence, which has 2B4, which is a lot of protein powders that he sells to the NFL, the NHL, all of our sports teams here, because it's made from goji berry, and which is another thing that's really popular in New Zealand. And then he has Harker Herbals, which Harker Herbals is out of New Zealand. It's been their number one wellness company for the last 40 years. They've been in business, and Malcolm Harker is our chemist, our herbalist, and he puts these herbs together that just taste phenomenal. And we have children's line and we have adults line. It's got zero sugar and it's 100% herbs. And I would love to maybe come back and talk about our Harker Herbal line that we just introduced to the US. PCC Market was the first ones to take it in, and it's traveling across the West right now. So we'll get it to you guys too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We like being the innovative ones to be like the first store to bring things in.
Yeah.
Change it up. Yeah, yeah. And this is honest to God, all herbs. It's nothing else. And he mixes them together so that they taste good. You know how herbs are like, when you put them in
Yeah.
a warm, but he has somehow worked these herbs so that they taste good together, especially the children's line. The children's line, it's been just selling off the shelf. It's phenomenal. The kids love the taste of it. In fact, they come back like baby aspirin. I need some more of that, Mom.
Well, it was a lot of fun having you on.
Yeah.
The first time we've had anybody on with Wedderspoon and talking about all the benefits of Manuka honey. a medicinal honey that we sell in store. So we'd like to let people know that we've got your products in store and they can stop by. And we want to thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Loved it.
You're listening to the Let's Stay Healthy radio show, sponsored and brought to you by Montana Harvest Natural Food Store in Billings, Montana.